Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Right now I'm the newly launched Chery Tiggo Cross, and this variant I'm going to feature is the 1.5 liter HEV. Previously I've already featured the 1.5 liter turbo variant, you can check that out. But today I'm going to make a driving review about this HEV. Now before I start, shout out to Chery Petaling Jaya for giving me an opportunity to feature the Chery Tiggo Cross. If you're keen to buy any Chery vehicle, do look for them. Now, let's start the car. Because it's a hybrid, so the startup initially is not runs by engine. Instead, it runs by the battery. Now, this is runs on a 1.5 liter Atkinson cycle engine paired to a 1.8 liter kilowatt hours battery, which makes it the Chery Super Hybrid. On full tank and full charge of the battery, it can go up to 1000 kilometers. And what's the price that Chery offering in this car? Well, it's below 100,000 ringgit Malaysia. It's 99,800 ringgit Malaysia. It is very attractive, right? Now, in today's video, let's go and find out what's so special about this Chery Tiggo Cross HEV. Now, let's talk about the exterior styling. What are the differences between the HEV and the turbo variant? The HEV actually gets smaller rim. This one runs on a 17-inch rim, whereas the turbo is 18. And at the back, you can see there's a hybrid badging. And for the boot space, you sacrifice a little bit because they need to mount a 12-volt battery at the boot, because the front bonnet have occupied the Chery Super Hybrid system. But it's not a deal breaker. This hybrid system generates combined output engine and battery, 204 PS and 310 Newton meters of torque, and it is paired to a DHT dedicated hybrid transmission. It is a very good numbers. Now let's go and find out how it is like to drive this car. Now when you put on the seatbelt, the auto hold automatic activated. Now let's go for a drive. Now for the interior, you can see that the steering wheel is a nicer looking design than the turbo variant, and also the key fob as well. This one is the same key fob you can find in any other higher end Chery model. Now let's begin the drive. Put your foot on the brake and push the gear lever. Now the initial get-go of this car, it is very smooth. Because it's a hybrid, you can expect it to be very silent. And right now, let's go into reverse. It comes with 360 cam plus 180, which makes it 540 degree of the camera. And when you turn the steering wheel, it is very lightweight. But you can also switch it to a more firmer setting, or you put the drive mode into sport. It will essentially increase the weight of this steering wheel. Now, let's talk about the first impression by driving this Chery Tiggo Cross HEV. I can feel that the power is very immediate. It's almost like the EV driving experience. Now, this hybrid system, during slow speed or low speed or initial startup, it runs by the full EV mode. But when you go for the higher speed, the engine actually kicks in to power the car. On full charge of the battery and full tank can go up to 1000 kilometers, which is impressive in this segment of car. Now let's go through the first bump. The suspension actually handles it pretty well, even at this segment. And the meter will constantly show you the percentage of power that this car uses. And right now I'm in 20% of the throttle. The entire power delivery is smooth and there's no lag like you would in the turbo. For the screen, it's all carry over. Okay, it's basically identical to the turbo variant, and it also comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. It's by wireless, which I appreciate. For the seat upholstery, the hybrid adds on the lumbar support at the driver's side. When you occasionally need to go for a long journey trips, this function will definitely help you because it actually supports your back, so you don't feel tiring when you are going to outstation. And the steering wheel, you can adjust tilt and telescopic. So you can always find your ergonomic driving position. In terms of the visibility, because this car has a little bit of ride height and is a bit boxy design, actually the visibility is very airy. With the aid of the 360 cam, when I flick the signal, it actually eases your maneuverability. For lady, I think this car is perfect. It's easy to drive in town, easy to park. Steering wheel is very lightweight. And there's also a blind spot monitoring as well to check for your blind spots. And there's a bit of straight road. There's 2 driving modes, Eco and Sport. Now,
it has entered sport mode.
Let's go into sport mode and leave a bit of gap. Okay, right now we slow down and we step fully. Now you hear it, there's a little bit of tire squeezing because of the 310 Newton meters of torque just kick in as immediate. But the power delivery is not very aggressive. I think it is reasonable because this car is not meant for you to drive very aggressive every day, because the aim of this hybrid system is for you to save fuel. And when you put back to eco mode, the throttle response is not as responsive as sport mode, but it also gives you a meaningful acceleration. I step a little bit, it gives me the power that I want. This is something that you do not get in the turbo variant. For the suspension wise, I think the tuning is the same as the turbo variant. It's a comfort tuning settings, but it's not too overly soft. Now let's turn here and make a quick U-turn, and we'll see the turning radius. So when you turn fully, okay, we need to take a 3-point turn, but it's very easy to maneuver this car because of the light steering wheel. And the brakes are not too choppy, very progressive types of brakes, which I like. During daily usage, you do not want to jam the brakes, so your passenger will feel uncomfortable. And we are exiting the junction, so we can see how this car performs. Basically no lags. It exits from the junction very smooth. And the car is also constantly scanning the car in front. In case there's any emergency, the autonomous emergency braking will kick in to stop the car. It has full suits of ADAS and it has 7 airbags, 1 extra airbag more than the turbo variant. And all around disc brakes. In this segment, I think it is a very generous package car. And the soundproofing wise, except the tire noise, because the tire it's using is using a Cylon tire. Probably if you opt for a more expensive, you can get a more quieter experience. But this one definitely has lesser rolling resistance because it want to give you extra range. And the rim size of this HEV are also smaller than turbo variant. This is runs on a 17-inch instead of 18 in the turbo. But it also translates to a more comfortable ride. I'm definitely enjoying the quietness of this HEV as compared to the turbo variant, because even if you step a little bit more, the engine note is unnoticeable. And the car will also constantly charging the battery when you step on the brakes. So it's actually a very efficient hybrid system. Now let's go through some potholes. Actually, can do it pretty well. Now let's make a U-turn and see the turning radius. Turning radius is excellent. And I'm not stepping a lot, around 40% of the throttle. It already gives you a very meaningful acceleration. During town usage, I think this type of power and torque, it is more than enough. Plus, it saves fuel. In the budget of around 100,000 ringgit Malaysia, you want to find a funky looking, practical hybrid SUV, I think this is the only choice in the market so far. Because if you look at the competitor in this price range in the A or B segment market, most of it is offered with the ICE engine, if not turbocharged engine. Now let's move to the center dash. Right here you get some physical controls to control your volume, your driving mode, your 360-degree camera, shortcut keys to home, and you have dual zone climate. Not only it has touch sensitive display, you also have a physical fan speed buttons, so you can adjust your temperature individually, driver and passenger. For this price range, you get dual zone climate. It's a very good function. And you get sun visor with vanity mirror for both sides, but it doesn't have a light. But this one is finished in LED. I can forgive it. And it also has a sunglass holder in this segment. Now during idling, you can see that no vibration. This is the advantages if you are getting the hybrid vehicle, which is complete silent during idling. It's basically an EV-like experience, just that you don't need to plug in the charger, you just need to fill up. In conclusion, for those who are staying in a high-rise building, some of it doesn't come with home charging. I think HEV or hybrid that doesn't require charging is the solution, because you do not have to keep finding the charging station most of the time. You just need to go to petrol pump and fill up. Alright, we are almost at the end of our driving review of this car. If you're in the market looking for a sub 100,000 ringgit Malaysia SUV and you want to have a very good fuel economy, I think the Chery Tiggo Cross 1.5 HEV is the one to go for, because on full tank, full charge, you can go up to 1000 kilometers, and if you minus around 200 to 300 kilometers, you still can go up to 500 km. And if you are mostly used in town, I think this car is very suitable, because during idling, the engine would not start up. You can have a very peaceful, and there's no vibration coming from the car, and the equipment level of this 1.5 liter HEV is well spec. It comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, fully digital screen, dual zone climate control, electronic shifter. Driver seat has electronic control with lumbar supports. Very nice, very comfortable steering wheel, and very funky looking exterior design. Yeah, and the efficient Chery Super Hybrid. Now, be sure to subscribe my channel, like and share my videos. And once again, shout out to Chery Petaling Jaya for giving me an opportunity to feature this Chery Tiggo Cross 1.5 HEV. If you have any comments regarding to this car, you can comment down below and let me know. And signing off from the Chery Tiggo Cross 1.5 HEV. Cheers!